Hi, I'm Mateo, and today we're going to be doing a showcase on the EVO unit Choso. I will quickly show you guys how I got him, got all of his stats to Z, as well as EVO'd him, so that you guys can see every stage of the process. And I gotta tell you guys ahead of time, Choso is most definitely a meta unit, so you're gonna want to see the showcase. If you want to see more in-depth unit showcases in anime Vanguards, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the showcase. Alright, you guys, so here we are in game, and Choso is on the banner, so we might as well roll before he's gone in 11 minutes. I don't know what's been going on with the banners in this game, but I haven't seen any of the new characters in the middle of the banner in the past like 36 hours or something crazy. Given I did miss a few banners at least, but finally we got one of the new characters back in there. So today we're going to be rolling for Choso and then evolving him and doing a whole showcase on all of his moves and stuff. I'll try to chop all of this up into a nice short video so that you guys can get as much information as possible and know whether or not you should be evoing Choso and using him in your lineup. But without further ado, let's go ahead and buy just one regular super lucky potion. We are going to try to get at least 4 Chosos in today's opening, and right off the bat we get one, so that is very sick. Let's just take a really quick look at him. Here you go, you guys. This is the unevo version of Choso. This is what he looks like. Pretty dope, I can't lie. Let's keep going though, and let's get 3 more so that we can fully ascend him later on. Of course, we roll another Vegeta. Definitely not what we want. We need another 3 Chosos here, so let's not waste any of these gems. And then we go ahead and roll a Cheyenne here, so that isn't even on the banner. Why are we getting all these units that aren't on the banner? All right, we are getting very close to Mythic Pity, and right when I say that, we get another Vegeta, man. I don't know what's been going on since this update came out, but I've been getting so unlucky with all these Mythic units. I just got another 2 Vegetas when I already have mine max ascended, so I have absolutely no use for those units. And then we go ahead and get a Tenjin just randomly, also not on the banner. We only have 4 minutes left with this guy, so we actually need to start zooming opening these. No shot. We just pulled Gojo here, just randomly, who isn't even on the banner. Like, what is going on? We definitely needed this, you guys, and we will be doing a showcase on Gojo as well. But like I said, this video is for Choso, so let's just get 3 more of this guy. I can't believe how many units we are getting that aren't on the main banner. It's actually getting so ridiculous. I feel like they did something in this update that messed up the odds for the banner units. Okay, there we go. We got our second Choso, so that is very good. We only got 2 minutes left on this banner though, so we gotta keep going, you guys. There you go, we get another Choso. That's awesome. All right, so that means we have 3. We need 1 more before this timer's up. We have just under 2 minutes left in this banner. And there you go. We actually got really lucky at the end there. We got our 4th Choso, and we still have 59,000 gems. That still was rather expensive, I cannot lie. But yeah, let's go through and count and make sure we didn't miss any. We got 1 Choso, 2 Choso, 3 Choso, and then 4 Choso, so that is very nice. Really quickly, before we go and see what we need to evolve him, we can go check out his passive. So Choso's first passive is Blood Manipulation, which makes his attacks inflict bleed equal to 35% of his damage, so that is very good. Bleed is actually overpowered in anime Vanguards because it stops regeneration of units, and this can actually save your Paragon runs by a lot, trust me. So that is really good that we can max ascend Choso here. And then if we go ahead to actually evolve him, we can see what he gains. So Choso is going to get a 15% increase in damage, as well as 2 new regular moves and a new passive. So if we check out the unit passive over here, basically Choso can get up to a 50% increase in damage dealt to units that are already bleeding. So I guess he needs to hit them once, and then once he hits them again, he's going to get up to a 50% increase in damage. So this is really good. Now, I've been grinding my butt off, and I already have the max amount of hardened blood, so we can actually evolve him right away. But really quickly, I'm gonna go in game and get some experience playing with him and see how he is unevolved, so that I can give you guys the most accurate information possible. And that way, when we evolve him, we can actually give him some good stats on top of that. So I'll see you guys in a second when I've played with him a bit. All right, you guys, so as predicted, Choso was pretty underwhelming when he was not evolved. Now, this is very predictable because pretty much every mythic in this game, besides maybe Vegeta here, is very underwhelming until they're evolved. So it's not like Choso is any different, so we're going to go ahead and evolve him, but really quickly we have to roll some stats on him. Now in total, I only got about 2,000 kills on him because of course he is a bleed unit, so he isn't going to be wiping out the majority of the units that it's attacking. Choso's purpose is to stop regeneration on those high level units. He does very good at that, but of course that's going to result in less takedowns, but that is still very okay. So that gives us a 41% stat potential. Let's just do a reroll all. All right, so we got double A and then C. Let's actually use our last 3 stat chips here and just try to roll something good, and then we could do some stat transfers on him to give him some other Z stats. So let's give him the 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so not a good idea, but we do have a lot of units that we can actually trade off some stats to. We actually got 1 godly stat on our Sasuke here, so we are saving this for somebody that's going to need it. I'll probably end up putting it on my Igris just to give him that max amount of damage because we pretty much use him in every lineup. So what I'm thinking the play is that I'm going to transfer my S stats on my Akaza over to my Choso so that he can have all S stats before we evolve him, and then once we evolve him, he will have all Z. I think that's a pretty good move because I don't think we are ever going to be using this unit in the game. So we might as well give his stats to somebody that's going to be useful. So let's just hit it 3, 2, 1 and bam. Okay, that was a little underwhelming, my bad, but let's look at his stats. So yeah, he has all S. So Chaso now has triple S stats and my Akaza is back to triple D. Actually, really quickly, did my Akaza lose its Ascension? I didn't know that was a thing. So I guess when it sacrifices the stats, it sacrifices really everything for that unit. That is good to know. I'm glad I did that on a character like Akaza that I don't care about. Now let's go ahead and actually evolve Choso. As you can see, we have pretty much everything we need here. 40 green essence, 12 blue, 10 purple, 9 pink, 10 red, and then 3 rainbow. So very easy. There's no takedowns needed. So let's just go ahead and evolve him. Let's hit it. 3, 2, 1, and bam. There you go, you guys. We have all Z stats on our new Chaso. He looks absolutely sick. Definitely worth the move. Now, on top of this, we can also go ahead and ascend him because we did get the extra 3 units and we have a ton of his special item. So here he is. Let's give him his first ascension. This is just a 3% increase to damage. So we'll get that done. Do his next one, which is a 5% increase to range. So let's get him ascended once again. And then finally, using 15 of these hardened bloods, we'll give him our last ascension, which is an increase of 7% damage. So there we go. We have a full EVO ascended Chaso. This guy should be absolutely insane. Honestly, the triple Z stats look so clean. Even though it's not Z+, I think it's a major dub. So really quickly, I'm going to head into a run with the EVO Chaso and see how he is. And then after I'm done with that, we could do a full showcase and go through all of his abilities. So I'll see you guys in a second when I'm done with that. All right, you guys. So I'm in game and I cannot lie. Choso is absolutely dirty. The EVO version of him absolutely brings him to the next level. He is most definitely a meta unit right now, but I'll let you guys see that for yourself. Really quickly, let me show you guys all of his moves. So I'm going to place him like right here at the beginning, just so you could see what he does. Now, right off the bat, his beginning moves aren't going to be that cool. He just has this little circular one-hit thing that inflicts bleed on the enemies. Now, you can see once they're bleeding, the regen actually stops, but once the bleeding is done, immediately the regen kicks back in. So obviously with one unit, you're not going to stop the regen that much, but when you start stacking all 4 of his placements, you are going to completely negate the regen on Paragon levels like this. Now moving on to his next move, this one is actually pretty decent. This actually gives him another cone AoE move. So this allows him to inflict bleed on multiple enemies at once. So this is very good for groups. Now his next move is just a slightly bigger circle, like a bigger version of the original first move. It is just a one-hit move that inflicts that bleed on the enemies. Now, one thing I'll note with Choso, it seems like a lot of his attacks actually miss the units sometimes. Like, you'll see him like splash the blood move on the enemy and they don't get the bleed effect for some reason. So I'm not sure why that is really, but that doesn't really matter because his early moves are so bad. But when you start upgrading him, these are the 2 EVO moves that he gets. So the first one is Coagulated Spikes. So if you upgrade this, you can see it's just a bigger circle that is still just a one hit. Now, I'll admit that this one isn't that crazy. You know, you could just hit more enemies and inflict more bleed, but it gets really crazy with this next upgrade called Bloodstorm. This actually is a full AoE move that absolutely shreds everybody in his circle at 13,000 damage, combined with his new passive that gives damage dealt to bleed units up to 50%. Choso absolutely rips through these enemies and definitely a meta unit for this reason. As you can see up at the front, you don't even need any other units to take care of all of this stuff. All right, I forgot to destroy the statues on the outside, but here you can see how much damage he does to the boss, and look at how crazy the damage is. And as you can see, once the bleed effect comes into play, he stops regenning completely, which is super OP. Igris actually has a hard time against bosses that have that regen effect, so if I didn't forget to destroy the statues, he most definitely would have been able to destroy this. That was his performance just by himself with his full AoE move. His bleed damage is absolutely insane and definitely meta for these Paragon runs if you do have to pick regen as one of the cards. Choso is honestly so good that I'm actually going to go ahead and roll some stats on him as well, because I think he is just going to be a permanent part of my lineup here. Now, because we are just trying to get bleed as fast as possible, getting blitz would be really nice here. So that is kind of what I'm going to go for, but of course, if we can get a mythic, that would be very good as well. So let's just begin rolling here. Hopefully we don't spend too many of these. As you guys know, it is really hard to get trait rerolls in this game, so this is very expensive. And there you go, we got blitz pretty quickly. That's a 1.85% chance. We will definitely take that. Chaso is going to be inflicting so much bleed on these enemies that they'll have no chance to regen at all, so that is amazing. We'll probably end the video off there. Hopefully this video gave you guys a good idea on how good Choso is and if you guys should use him for your lineup. I honestly might say Choso is one of the best mythic units in the game right now. Of course, I haven't used Gojo yet, so definitely miles above Toto for that matter. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe for more in-depth anime Vanguard showcases. I'm going to be doing one for each of the new mythics added to the game, so if that interests you, definitely subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.